In an era where smartphones are extensions of our hands and social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels dominate our attention, the concept of a digital detox, a deliberate break from screens, has gained traction as a remedy for overstimulation and mental fatigue. Yet, for many, these detoxes feel like fleeting moments of relief, quickly overshadowed by an irresistible urge to scroll again. Why is it so hard to unplug? The answer lies in our brains, which have become wired for the instant gratification provided by short-form video platforms. These apps, designed with sophisticated algorithms, hijack our dopamine systems, creating a cycle of addiction that renders digital detoxes ineffective for lasting change. This article explores the neuroscience and psychology behind why digital detoxes often fail, delving into the addictive mechanisms of platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. By examining how these apps exploit our brain's reward system, manipulate attention, and foster compulsive behavior, we'll uncover the truth about dopamine addiction in the digital age. Through scientific research, psychological theories, real-world examples, and practical strategies, this exploration aims to empower readers to understand and break free from the grip of digital addiction. What is digital addiction? Digital addiction refers to the compulsive use of digital devices or platforms, particularly social media, to the point where it interferes with daily life, mental health, and productivity. Unlike substance addictions, digital addiction is a behavioral addiction, driven by psychological dependence on the rewards provided by online interactions. Short-form video platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels are particularly potent, delivering endless streams of engaging, bite-sized content that keep users hooked for hours. A 2023 study by the Pew Research Center found that 60% of U.S. adults report spending at least 2 hours daily on social media, with younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, averaging closer to 4 hours. The allure of these platforms lies in their ability to provide instant gratification, triggering the brain's reward system in ways that mimic gambling or drug use. The dopamine connection. Dopamine, often called the feel-good neurotransmitter, plays a central role in motivation, pleasure, and reward-seeking behavior. When we engage in enjoyable activities, like eating, socializing, or receiving a notification, our brain releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and encouraging us to repeat it. Social media platforms exploit this system by delivering unpredictable, intermittent rewards, a mechanism known as variable reinforcement. For example, scrolling through TikTok might yield a hilarious video, a heartwarming story, or a mundane clip, creating a slot machine-like experience that keeps users engaged. This unpredictability makes the brain crave the next hit of dopamine, fostering compulsive use. Why digital detoxes fail? Digital detoxes, periods of abstaining from screens or social media, are intended to reset attention and reduce dependence. However, they often fail for several reasons. Neuroplasticity. Prolonged exposure to dopamine-driven platforms rewires the brain, strengthening neural pathways associated with reward-seeking. A short detox, e.g., a weekend, is insufficient to undo these changes. Cue-driven cravings. Environmental triggers, like picking up a phone or seeing a notification, can reignite the urge to scroll, bypassing conscious efforts to abstain. Lack of alternatives. Without replacing screen time with equally rewarding activities, the brain seeks the familiar dopamine rush of social media. Social pressure. In a hyper-connected world, abstaining from platforms can lead to feelings of isolation or FOMO, fear of missing out, driving users back online. Understanding these barriers is crucial to addressing digital addiction and designing effective strategies for reclaiming control. How dopamine shapes behavior. Dopamine operates within the brain's reward pathway, primarily in areas like the nucleus accumbens and prefrontal cortex. When we encounter a rewarding stimulus, such as a viral TikTok video, dopamine surges, creating a sense of pleasure and motivating us to seek more. Over time, repeated exposure to these stimuli desensitizes the brain's dopamine receptors, requiring more frequent or intense stimulation to achieve the same effect. This phenomenon, known as tolerance, mirrors the progression of substance addiction. Neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lemke, author of Dopamine Nation, explains that modern technology exploits this system by providing an endless supply of hyper-stimulating content. Unlike natural rewards, e.g., a good meal, which have built-in limits, social media offers infinite novelty, making it difficult for the brain to self-regulate. The role of variable reinforcement. The addictive power of TikTok and Reels lies in their use of variable ratio reinforcement schedules, a principle rooted in behavioral psychology. Pioneered by B.F. Skinner's experiments with operant conditioning, this schedule delivers rewards unpredictably, creating a compulsive need to engage. For example, TikTok's algorithm, the For You page curates content based on user behavior, mixing highly engaging videos with less interesting ones. This unpredictability keeps users scrolling in anticipation of the next great clip. Instagram Reels. Reels blend personal content from followed accounts with algorithm-driven suggestions, creating a dynamic feed that feels both familiar and novel. A 2022 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that variable reinforcement increases time spent on social media by 40% compared to predictable reward systems, underscoring its potency. Neuroplasticity and habit formation. The brain's ability to adapt, known as neuroplasticity, is both a blessing and a curse in the context of digital addiction. Frequent use of TikTok or Reels strengthens neural connections associated with scrolling, making it a default response to boredom or stress. Over time, these habits become automatic, bypassing conscious decision-making. This rewiring explains why digital detoxes often feel like a struggle. A 2023 study in Nature Neuroscience showed that breaking a digital habit requires at least 21 to 66 days of consistent effort, far longer than the typical one-week detox. Without sustained intervention, the brain reverts to its dopamine-seeking patterns. Algorithmic precision. TikTok and Instagram Reels are powered by sophisticated algorithms that analyze user behavior, likes, comments, watch time, and even pause duration, to curate hyper-personalized feeds. This precision ensures that every video is tailored to maximize engagement, keeping users glued to their screens. TikTok's recommendation system. TikTok's algorithm uses machine learning to predict user preferences, prioritizing content that elicits strong emotional reactions, e.g., laughter, awe, or outrage. A 2021 report by the Wall Street Journal revealed that TikTok can identify a user's interest within minutes of their first session. Instagram Reels feedback loop. Reels leverage Instagram's broader ecosystem, integrating data from posts, stories, and ads to create a seamless, addictive experience. The algorithm rewards creators who produce short, attention-grabbing content, flooding feeds with dopamine triggers. Design features that hook. Beyond algorithms, specific design elements amplify addiction. Infinite scroll. The absence of a clear endpoint encourages continuous scrolling, bypassing natural stopping cues. Autoplay. Videos play automatically, reducing the effort required to engage and creating a passive consumption loop. Microdosing content. Short-form videos, 15 to 60 seconds, deliver quick dopamine hits, making it easy to consume dozens in a single session. Social validation. Likes, comments, and shares provide instant feedback, reinforcing engagement through social rewards. A 2022 study by the University of Amsterdam found that these features increase compulsive use by 35%, particularly among adolescents and young adults. Emotional manipulation. TikTok and Reels are designed to evoke strong emotions, which amplify dopamine release. Content often falls into categories like humor, shock, nostalgia, or inspiration, each triggering a unique emotional response. For example, humor. A funny skit sparks laughter, releasing dopamine and encouraging users to seek more. Outrage. Controversial videos incite anger, prompting comments or shares that deepen engagement. Awe. Heartwarming or visually stunning clips create a sense of wonder, reinforcing the platform's appeal. This emotional roller coaster keeps users hooked as the brain craves the highs and lows of the experience. Algorithmic precision. TikTok and Instagram Reels are powered by sophisticated algorithms that analyze user behavior, likes, comments, watch time, and even pause duration, to curate hyper-personalized feeds. This precision ensures that every video is tailored to maximize engagement, keeping users glued to their screens. TikTok's recommendation system. TikTok's algorithm uses machine learning to predict user preferences, prioritizing content that elicits strong emotional reactions, e.g., laughter, awe, or outrage. A 2021 report by the Wall Street Journal revealed that TikTok can identify a user's interests within minutes of their first session. Instagram Reels feedback loop. Reels leverage Instagram's broader ecosystem, integrating data from posts, stories, and ads to create a seamless, addictive experience. The algorithm rewards creators who produce short, attention-grabbing content, flooding feeds with dopamine triggers. Design features that hook. Beyond algorithms, specific design elements amplify addiction. Infinite scroll. The absence of a clear endpoint encourages continuous scrolling, bypassing natural stopping cues. Autoplay. Videos play automatically, reducing the effort required to engage and creating a passive consumption loop. Microdosing content. Short-form videos, 15 to 60 seconds, deliver quick dopamine hits, making it easy to consume dozens in a single session. Social validation. Likes, comments, and shares provide instant feedback, reinforcing engagement through social rewards. A 2022 study by the University of Amsterdam found that these features increase compulsive use by 35%, particularly among adolescents and young adults. Emotional manipulation. TikTok and Reels are designed to evoke strong emotions, which amplify dopamine release. Content often falls into categories like humor, shock, nostalgia, or inspiration, each triggering a unique emotional response. For example, humor. A funny skit sparks laughter, releasing dopamine and encouraging users to seek more. Outrage. Controversial videos incite anger, prompting comments or shares that deepen engagement. Awe. Heartwarming or visually stunning clips create a sense of wonder, reinforcing the platform's appeal. The rebound effect. Digital detoxes often lead to a rebound effect, where users return to their devices with even greater intensity after a break. This occurs because detoxes address symptoms, e.g., excessive screen time, without tackling the underlying addiction. During a detox, the brain, deprived of its usual dopamine hits, enters a state of craving, making relapse almost inevitable. A 2023 study in cyberpsychology, behavior, and social networking found that 70% of participants resumed pre-detox screen time levels within 2 weeks, citing boredom and social pressure as key factors. Environmental triggers. Our environments are saturated with cues that trigger digital use. For example, smartphones. The physical act of holding a phone can prompt habitual scrolling. Notifications. Even during a detox, push notifications or app icons act as reminders of missed content. Social norms. Friends or colleagues sharing TikTok videos can create FOMO, undermining detox efforts. These triggers exploit the brain's conditioned responses, making it difficult to sustain abstinence. Lack of dopamine alternatives. Digital detoxes often fail because they don't provide alternative sources of dopamine. Without engaging activities to fill the void, users feel restless or unfulfilled, driving them back to their screens. For example, a 2022 survey by Common Sense Media found that 65% of teens abandoned detox attempts due to boredom, highlighting the need for meaningful replacements. This emotional roller coaster keeps users hooked as the brain craves the highs and lows of the experience. On mental health, prolonged exposure to TikTok and Reels can have significant mental health consequences. Anxiety and depression. Constant comparison to idealized content, e.g., influencers' lifestyles, can erode self-esteem. A 2023 study in The Lancet linked excessive social media use to a 30% increase in anxiety among young adults. Attention fragmentation. Short-form videos train the brain to crave quick stimuli, reducing attention spans. A 2022 study by Microsoft found that average attention spans dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2022. Sleep disruption. Blue light from screens and late-night scrolling disrupt melatonin production, leading to insomnia. A 2023 National Sleep Foundation report noted that 55% of social media users report sleep issues. On productivity. Digital addiction undermines productivity by fragmenting focus and fostering procrastination. A 2022 study by Rescue Time found that knowledge workers lose an average of 2.5 hours daily to social media distractions, impacting work quality and deadlines. On relationships, excessive screen time can strain relationships as users prioritize virtual interactions over real-world connections. A 2023 Pew Research study found that 45% of couples report conflicts due to one partner's social media use, highlighting its social toll. Understanding the addiction. The first step to overcoming digital addiction is recognizing its mechanisms. Educate yourself about dopamine, variable reinforcement, and algorithmic design to demystify the pull of TikTok and Reels. Awareness empowers you to make intentional choices rather than succumbing to automatic habits. Redesigning your environment. Minimize triggers by restructuring your digital and physical space. Grayscale mode. Switch your phone to grayscale to reduce the visual appeal of apps. App limits. Use screen time tools to restrict TikTok/Reels usage, e.g., 30 minutes daily. Physical barriers. Keep your phone in another room during work or sleep to reduce temptation. Notification control. Disable non-essential notifications to limit cues. Replacing dopamine hits. Fill the void left by social media with rewarding alternatives. Physical activity. Exercise, like running or yoga, boosts dopamine naturally. A 2023 study in neuroscience found that 30 minutes of aerobic exercise increases dopamine by 25%. Creative hobbies, painting, writing, or playing music provide intrinsic rewards, fostering a sense of accomplishment. Social connection. Spend time with friends or family to satisfy the need for relatedness, a key psychological driver. Learning. Pursue new skills, e.g., cooking, coding, to engage the brain's reward system through mastery. Gradual reduction. Instead of a cold turkey detox, reduce screen time gradually to avoid the rebound effect. For example, Week 1. Limit TikTok/Reels to 1 hour daily. Week 2. Reduce to 30 minutes. Week 3. Restrict to 15 minutes, replacing time with alternative activities. A 2022 study in Journal of Behavioral Addictions found that gradual reduction is 50% more effective than abrupt detoxes for sustaining change. Mindfulness and self-reflection. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or journaling, help you become aware of cravings and make conscious choices. Try meditation. A 10-minute daily practice can reduce impulsivity. Apps like Headspace or Calm offer guided sessions. Journaling. Reflect on why you use social media, e.g., boredom, stress, and identify healthier coping strategies. A 2023 study in mindfulness found that regular meditation reduces compulsive social media use by 40%. The student struggler. Emma, a 20-year-old college student, spent 5 hours daily on TikTok, leading to poor grades and sleep deprivation. After a failed weekend detox, she adopted a gradual approach, limiting TikTok to 30 minutes daily, replacing scrolling with journaling, and joining a study group. Within 2 months, her focus improved, and her grades rose from a C to a B average. The corporate burnout. Mark, a 32-year-old marketing manager, used Reels to unwind after 10-hour workdays, often losing 3 hours nightly. Recognizing his addiction, he switched his phone to grayscale, set a 20-minute Reels limit, and started evening walks. This shift reduced his stress and improved his work-life balance, earning him praise for renewed creativity at work. The teen influencer. Sarah, a 16-year-old aspiring TikTok creator, spent 8 hours daily filming and scrolling, neglecting school and friendships. With parental guidance, she implemented app limits, pursued photography as a creative outlet, and joined a drama club. Her screen time dropped to 2 hours, and she reported feeling more connected to her real-world passions. These cases highlight the diverse impacts of digital addiction and the effectiveness of tailored strategies. Evolving platform design. As awareness of digital addiction grows, platforms may face pressure to adopt ethical design practices, such as time reminders, built-in alerts to warn users after extended sessions, content moderation, reducing hyperstimulating or polarizing content to mitigate emotional manipulation, user control, tools to customize feeds or disable autoplay. However, profit-driven models may resist these changes unless mandated by regulation. Policy and regulation. governments are beginning to address digital addiction. For example, the EU's Digital Services Act 2022 requires platforms to be transparent about algorithms, while China limits minors' TikTok use to 40 minutes daily. Future policies could include mandatory screen time warnings or restrictions on addictive design features. Cultural shifts. Society is moving toward greater digital literacy, with schools and workplaces teaching mindfulness and boundary setting. The rise of slow living and minimalism reflects a broader desire to prioritize meaningful experiences over digital overstimulation. Digital detoxes alone cannot break the cycle of dopamine addiction because platforms like TikTok and Reels are engineered to exploit our brain's reward system. By understanding the neuroscience of addiction, redesigning our environments, and replacing screen time with rewarding alternatives, we can reclaim control over our attention and well-being. You are not powerless against the algorithm. Your brain, though wired for instant gratification, is also capable of profound change. So pause, reflect on your digital habits. The next time you reach for your phone, ask, is this serving me, or am I serving the app? The journey to freedom starts with a single, intentional choice. If you've struggled with digital detoxes or feel hooked on TikTok and Reels, share your experience in the comments. What strategies have worked for you? Join the conversation about breaking free from digital addiction. For more insights on neuroscience, mental health, and reclaiming your focus, subscribe to our channel. The path to a balanced digital life begins now, and you're not alone.